Welcome back to Gatekeeper Media's coverage of the 2023 Lundbyparken Open presented by Clash Discs. This is the second event of the 2023 Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Andrew Fish, joined here by Max Regitnig.
How's it going, guys?
Very excited to see this round 3. It's the final round of the Lundbyparken Open, and we just saw two course records come down at minus 12 in round 2.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a good battle to finish here. Proctor earning his way back on this lead card. Axel, the young, very young, I think 14 years old, going to show how he handles the pressure. And Eric and Dennis able to stay on this lead card. Still 1 stroke and 2 strokes back respectively, so definitely all to play for here.
Yeah, they've separated a little bit from the rest of the field on this lead card, but still lots of strokes out there if people can make the run. Hole 1, 109 meters across a field. There is out of bounds to both sides. So far we've seen both mid-ranges and fairway drivers, I imagine. Oh, Axel gonna play just a smooth fairway, gonna skip up the hill. And I think if you're gonna follow up a course record round, that's a great way to do it.
Birdie to start is good. Definitely a little uphill towards the end, so definitely kind of have to get all the distance in the flight. A little OB to deal with as well, a little OB long. Mm-hmm. And Proctor able to put it inside the circle there.
Yeah, he had a slow first round, but shot 12 down in his second. Oakley, this is tracking towards the out of bounds and is going to find it, just never right enough of the basket.
Yeah, a bit of insult to injury there. Long left and out of bounds, so he's going to have a lengthy putt. And unfortunately taking that penalty stroke. Dennis, lefty hyzer plays. And
Dennis, not quite the power that the other players on the card do. He's going to have to get it done with control and good putting, right?
Yeah, Dennis definitely has the putting down. Bit shaky on the round 2, but found the basket from all distances. So if he can just get it dialed in here, he'll definitely have a good chance at the title here.
Nicely done to collect his birdie. And real quick, these young Swedish players going to take strokes on the Americans coming over for their little celebrity tour.
Yeah, I mean, this is big for definitely some young Swedish players in general, but these young Swedes being able to play with some Pro Tour players, that's pretty big. Maybe not being able to express themselves too well, maybe picking up some English lessons at school, but hole 2, 96 meters. Definitely getting into the woods here early. Should be backhand hyzers from the righty players.
Axel pushes a little bit long, but will have some kind of putt.
Yeah, you kind of have to push this long and then have a late finish to be able to access the basket cleanly. A lot of trees and pretty big rocks early left, so either do that or skip over them as James does. Looks like he could have a longer look at the birdie.
Yeah, somewhere in circle 2, I imagine.
No way, dude.
Oakley feeling the frustration immediately. That's going to be critical for him. He was frustrated early in round 2 and then caught fire on the back.
Yeah, I think Eric is consistently a bit of a expressive player on the course. Definitely wears his heart on his sleeve, and I mean, as long as you can express yourself and then clear your head and be able to move down the course with a clear mind, I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, when you use those emotions to fuel you rather than negatively affect. Really good putt by James Proctor to convert, get his first birdie. But we saw Axel a little bit blocked off, having to throw a little bit of a weird stance. So everybody else taking the par. Hole 3, 219 meters is a par 5. We're going to snake to the right to a landing zone that beats a Mando, and then up to a pretty sharp corner that turns left. I imagine we're going to see a little aggressive on the first shot and then placements on the second. Straight corridor to a little bit of a downhill green blocked by some trees and rocks.
Yeah, not a lot of opportunities to bite off too much distance. I mean, I think this is maybe the longest shot you can have on the hole, and Proctor does that beautifully, using every inch of the fairway.
And I think that's a mid-range just to mute the fade on the end. Really nice forehand by Axel. How much do you know about his game? Are we looking for forehands, backhands?
Axel, I mean, he looks like he started his PDGA career at least in 2021, and at that point I had already gone to the States, so I don't know much about Axel. Haven't heard much about him, but looks like he has, backhand, forehand, at least serviceable. So, and 14 years old, able to get himself on a lead card on this kind of a tournament. He definitely has the tools to do it.
Yeah, kind of that generation that's seen all the shots, therefore they want to learn how to throw them, right?
Yeah, it seems like they're making the kids a little different now, being able to watch all these YouTube coverages and pick up from the pros.
Good placements by both Axel and Dennis. Should put them in position to throw their third up the tunnel towards the basket.
Yeah, very technical placement shots here. Can't imagine a lot of beveled edge drivers coming through here.
And a third forehand. I think that kind of answers the question. That's something he's clearly comfortable with and willing to throw hard.
Yeah, and looked like a pretty flippy disc. Was able to get a lot of turn out of it. Maybe a little too much turn for the shot, but definitely within his wheelhouse to shape that forehand, not just throw some hyzers. And talking about shaping shots with the forehand, Dennis flicking that crow. Nice understable mid. Able to land it softly up by the basket.
Perhaps some weird footing. Eric gonna throw, I think, a baddie. And 3 credible birdie putts, and then this little forehand slow shot.
Dennis getting the putter to work early. Able to card his birdie.
Looks like a lot of fingers and wrists, not wanting to move his feet too much.
Yeah, it definitely gets that pop on the disc. Definitely kind of liken it to Calvin, how he just kind of puts it on that flat release and just goes with that no flutter, perfectly flat, nice pop, able to hit from all ranges.
Mm-hmm. So 3 birdies as Proctor cleans up from about 5 meters, and now Axel for his par.
Check out the whole lineup at clashdisc.com.
Hole 4, 153 meter par 4. We've got a tunnel to start. OB left. Dogleg late right. So you're probably going to be looking to just throw a pretty straight shot, maybe a little fade to the right, and to set up this shorter upshot. Not too many trees to deal with on the end, so you kind of expect to have something to work with once you get through this corridor of trees. Proctor shaping it up nicely, just keeping it center cut.
Maybe a little short of the true landing zone, but should have something as short as this par 4 is. And about the same result for Dennis. Eric has been inside pretty consistently the first 2 rounds. This time makes a good correction and goes real far. Makes the camera spin around, but may have thrown it too far?
Yeah, I mean, he got some really nice drift on that one, but could have leaked a little bit into that wall of trees at the end of this corridor. I'm sure he'll have some kind of look up to the basket, but maybe a little obstructed.
Pretty techie tee shot by Axel as he goes full hyzer flip and then overstable fairway on his forehand approach to about circle's edge. Proctor, irregular ground play, a theme at some places on this course.
Yeah, a lot of rocks, a lot of stumps. Definitely want to air your shot all the way to the basket before expecting some ground play. Dennis getting caught up a little early, but long circle one look for his birdie. And here's Eric's look. Not a lot of distance left. I think he's got a Betty in his hand, but low ceiling.
It's almost like he's throwing across the fairway from this position.
Yeah, coming back at the basket, but able to put it nice and close. Should be able to connect for his birdie.
Wow, great knockdown by Axel.
Lengthy putt for the young gun out of Vetlanda, Sweden.
And Proctor straddling to the left, but no issue.
Yeah, nice balance there. Looked like a little outside the circle. Finish off a three-peat of birdies there. And to follow suit. Dennis getting to 3 down for the round. He's looking to come for this title. I mean, Eric's not quite there. 16 down. They're all looking to take this one down.
Hole 5, 85 meters, a series of stacked gaps. This first one is more or less straight ahead of the players. And then you have to get some late action breaking to the right to hit another one. In general, we've seen a lot of pars, but some awkward scenarios that you have to scramble from.
Yeah, really tightly wooded here, and a really small window to access late in the flight. So, getting close for a birdie is definitely a very, very big ask. Proctor looked like he might have got caught up maybe halfway down the fairway. Might have a little bit of work for his par.
Pretty inside by Dennis, and probably only made 20 to 25 meters. We'll have a lot of length left. Oakley playing hyzer flip forehand. And he's right, it is something, but hard to say what until you're actually at your lie.
Yeah, it looked like he might be able to have that Annie putt, but a lot of trees, small gaps. Tough to park this one. Dennis unfortunately getting caught up early again. Might be looking at a bogey here.
And pretty good driven spin approach, but I believe that rolled back towards circle's edge for Axel. Dennis is third. And will still be left with a putt for bogey.
Yeah, James still have to shape a pretty well-angled upshot there, but puts it nice and close for his par save. And Axel not able to save it from long range. But Eric connecting.
Yeah, you see the fist pump. He knows that's big. He wasn't able to knock down a similar putt in round 2. Dennis keeps his round going with the bogey putt. And we'll see a couple pars. I'm sorry, a bogey from Axel as well.
Yeah, definitely understandable with this hole. Very tight. If you get caught up early, tough to scramble up to the basket. Hole 6, par 3, 111 meters. Maybe mid-range fairway. Probably the fairway to want that late fade. We saw a nice skip ace from Yusuf Betty first round. See if we can see some magic here.
Eric hits the gap, but I don't think he got all the distance he needed. This is pretty inside by James. There's a lot of rocks to miss, but he does so successfully.
Yeah, circle 2 look for James.
And oh no, that is the danger. Not lined up with the gap and out of bounds means an automatic bogey or worse for Dennis.
Yeah, bad break from Dennis. As much as this is a wooded hole, you're throwing from out in this field, and they do have this path lined with OB, so definitely still have to hit that gap, make progress down the fairway.
Love it. Shot, bud.
Axel with a hyzer release. Gets it up on the green, will have a birdie putt. Fancy footwork around the stake for Dennis, but once again playing hyzer flip mid-range forehand. And, you know, at this point in his round, that's the best he could do. So really good controlled shot.
Yeah, beautiful work there from Dennis. And Eric, 4 down the last 4 holes. He's making a hot bid at the win here. And James following suit with a back-to-back circle 2 birdies.
Yeah, those two travel partners gonna try to one-up each other at every turn. Axel, not to be big putted though.
Picking up that I would say that was circle 2 as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Long looks for their card. Dennis, unfortunately, carding the bogey.
Join the Paul Macbeth Foundation's Builders Club to help bring sustainable disc golf experiences to people and communities around the world. Your donation will go directly to making a difference. Together we can make a big impact, one small donation at a time.
Hole 7, 75 meters straight ahead of you, although there is some out of bounds lining the right side. Take a putter, whether you're most comfortable throwing it forehand or backhand, and control the speed all the way in. Oakley leaks left. And clearly frustrated.
Yeah, that right side OB can kind of just be subliminally in your head, not allowing yourself to throw the disc over to the right, even though you might, know it's not likely to end up there. Just throw something that has that late fade.
And I like seeing Proctor's full routine on this shot. It's slow, it's deliberate, even as routine as a 75-meter straight putter shot is. Takes his time, executes well. A little bit pulled right by Axel, and will be forced to scramble.
Pick it left. Pick left. Keep going. Yeah.
Flirting with that right side. Looked like he hit a late tree. I'm not sure if it curled back into bounds, but if it did.
I think it did stay safe.
Yeah, I didn't see a graphic, but probably circle's edge. Short circle 2 look for Dennis.
Couple of jump putt approaches here. Just put yourself on the mulch, nothing crazy. And a little bit tough for Dennis's putt here.
Yeah, he definitely needs that airspace to get a lot of up and down movement, but able to connect on the second putt.
Yeah, unfazed. I honestly thought it was a replay the first time. But good knockdown. Proctor going to get the lone birdie on the card.
Yeah, puts him to 5 down through 7. Starting out hot. Axel and Eric, 2 back of Proctor. Hopefully push Proctor for the win here. Hole 8, 113 meters, playing a little uphill. Par 3. Yeah, have a series of gaps you have to hit. I think there's a little bit of OB on the right that we haven't seen come into play too often, but even though we're playing in the woods, they're keeping the pros honest.
Proctor with the hyzer release, drifting to the right. That throws the true gap. And that is the drone flight as far as I'm concerned.
That's how you draw it up. James landing it nice and pretty by the basket. Should be an easy birdie there.
Eric, we saw him go long in round 2. Better speed and angle control this time. Will get himself a birdie putt.
Yeah, it looks like he's putting some power on a maybe a little slower disc, but able to get some nice ground play on this grass. Axel got a little squirrely there, but looked like he navigated the trees up for a birdie putt.
Yeah, you take the good breaks when you get them.
Yeah. Let's go, brother. Nice shot.
And Dennis filters to maybe a little bonus putt land, but pretty much a layup.
Yeah, I mean, at this point of the round, Dennis 5 back of the lead, probably still wanted to make everything. So I'm sure he's wanted to give those long looks a bit as well. A couple of good birdies from Eric and Axel. Keeping pace, but Proctor's going to drop in another birdie to keep his 2-stroke lead.
Yeah, it's hard to catch a guy who's birdieing everything, right?
Yeah, 6 down through 8. I mean, he shot 12 down the day before, so he knows how to do that for sure.
And hole 9, going to play a little bit downhill, 97 meters. Likely to see clockwise spinning shots with some little late stability to fly the true gap. Either a slow mid-range or a little faster putter shot. Proctor, we saw him, I think, take a 5 on this in round 1. It's going to be hard for him to take a 5 from that position.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to keep it on the right side for as long as you can. Like a wall of trees just before the basket as well. Even though they're pretty close, you can surely get a birdie putt if you hit those. But if you hit these early ones on the left, definitely a lot of work left to get up to the basket.
A little bit more of a hyzer release from Axel.
Yeah, got a little floaty on him, but hits one of the guardian trees there.
And perhaps with Dennis's forehand, it shapes up a little better because that forehand usually is going to have less carry on it. Will finish harder. Jump putt approach. And likely par coming from Axel. He'll finish his front 9 at 3 under, 19 for the event.
Good layup.
Here, Eric, a little sarcastic, but I mean, 4 down for the front 9. Not sure if the back 9 plays a little easier.
In general, yeah. We've played a couple hard holes and then some middle of the pack holes on this front. And Dennis going to card the lone birdie.
Yeah, so maybe a little worrying seeing James already at 6 down, but still 2-stroke lead. Definitely not safe. Axel and Eric staying on James's heels, and hopefully Dennis can get something going on the back 9. Keep that putter hot.
And as you see, James Proctor out to that lead. Axel and Eric staying in the mix, in the hunt, with 9 holes to go. We're delighted that you've joined us for this final round front 9, and certainly hope that you'll follow on the back. For Max Regitnig, I'm Andrew Fish.